My name's Nellie Arrieta, and my presentation topic is on English as a global language. I wanted to start off with a brief history about the English language. It originated in the British Isles, and we don't really have too much information about what languages were spoken there until various European tribes, such as the Anglo-Saxons, invaded Britain with their language, which was Germanic. For about 1,000 years, the English language evolved, but because the British Isles were an island, they remained isolated. It became a combination of Germanic, which is Old English and Norse, and some Romance elements, which is Latin and French. It can be classified as part of the Indo-European family and the Germanic branch. It's also a good example of diffusion. Around the 17th century, people of England migrated with their language and established colonies. I've included a map of the diffusion of English. It started off as more of a relocation diffusion in Europe, and then after it went to the British Isles, the people of England traveled to the West in the Americas, established colonies, and then in other parts of the world, and became more of an expansion diffusion, which was like a snowball effect. A lingua franca is a language of international communication. English is the current most dominant lingua franca of science, international business, aviation, technology, and literature, just to name a few. It's also one of the 6 official languages of the United Nations. And this is a map of the different lingua francas of the world, and English is in green. I've also included my own personal experience about how English is used in other countries. These are of my visit to the Philippines in 2009. You can see how English is used at the airport, in shopping villages, at festivals. The signs are all in English, and especially in the schools. I was surprised to find out that I could communicate well with the students there because they're taught English as a second language. There are several factors that contribute to English becoming a global language, starting off with the Industrial Revolution. It put England on the map. It gave England an economic advantage, which led to international commerce or trade. It's important to do business with other countries and to have that medium of communication, and English is that. Furthermore, both world wars were mostly won by English-speaking countries, which made it even more significant. And more recently, information technology and popular culture have made a huge impact on the English language and vice versa. To be more specific, English on the internet, it is the leading language since its inception of online users. In the 90s, about 75% of people online used English. On the other hand, Chinese is growing more rapidly, and it's predicted by 2020 that Chinese will become the leading language online. It's also obvious how English is used in pop culture. It's mainstream. Music, film, television. Around the world, people watch our films and listen to our music, and they're able to learn English from that. And I wanted to conclude with a few interesting facts. English went from 4 million to 2 billion speakers in less than 400 years. About 1/3 of the world's books are published in English. More people speak English as a second language than as a first language. And there are more English speakers in Southeast Asia than in the US and the UK combined. These are my sources.